My name is Christopher Daniels. Welcome to another YI Advocate event. And I'm going to introduce you to Ebony and Mark.
Hi, I'm Ebony. I worked with YI for about 5 years. I'm a direct support. And me and my coworker Mark, we started a multimedia room at the day program at Terrytown. And
yes.
So.
And my name is Mark Grant. I have been employed at YEI for 4 years now. And piggybacking on what Ebony said, we took the initiative to be the trailblazers of a new form of innovation within this career field. And I'm glad that we have this opportunity to speak with yourself, Senator Persaud, because you yourself and your family have, devoted much of your life to something like this. So I think this is a great opportunity for both of us right now to speak of something that is innovative and a future into, this field of work.
Well, thank you for having me. Yes. So I'm Senator Roxanne Persaud, and I represent the 19th Senate District in Brooklyn. And my family, yes, we do have a relationship, particularly with YEI, because my mother worked for YEI for 30 odd years. And she currently does support us as an individual who is still with YEI because his parents asked her to continue working with him. And so she does a lot of things for him. Actually, I was just on the phone trying to reach her and she wasn't answering. And then she called me back. She goes, "Oh, I was on the phone with, so-and-so's mother." I was like, "Oh, okay, that's okay." And so, and over the years, for 30 odd years, a number of YEI consumers have been part of our family, personally visiting our family, whether it's in New York and New Jersey. We've had many of them come over to spend holidays with us, taking the PATH train to New Jersey when we're having events in Jersey. So I've had that kind of a relationship with members of YEI for many, many years.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
That's good.
That's good. Now, I got a question to ask you.
What's the question?
Now, you would know the answer to this, right?
Well, I would hope I would know the answer to a question you're going to ask me. If I don't know the answer, I'll be like, "Oh, I'll find out the answer."
What will we expect from the budget this year? Because if it's not enough for people with multiple disability, it's going to have an impact on them.
Mm-hmm. Well, this year we've been fighting for inclusion of many things in the budget for the OPWDD population. My colleague, Senator Mannion, who chairs the Disabilities Committee, does it from a personal point of view, and so he's fighting to ensure, that you all have what you require for your everyday living. We're looking to ensure that the workforce is also compensated, because the workforce is not treated with equity when it comes to the work that they're doing. Over the years, I've had a number of self-advocates, particularly from YEI, who've called saying, we must increase the salaries for DSPs. And this year we are really fighting for that. We're fighting to ensure that DSPs are treated fairly. Too often it's a thankless position for them, and so we're endeavoring to ensure that they are compensated the way they should. As to the consumers, we are ensuring that the funding that's allocated for your needs have been increased, and too often in the social services arena, they're looking to cut funding for programs such as the program that you're in. We are fighting to ensure that those cuts are not made at all in the budget. So, the budget is due on April 1st, and we are trying to make sure this will be the best budget ever for DSPs and the entire OPWDD population.
Because WDD, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm from OWDD.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that house, right? one staff moved, understaffed. One staff moved to another house that I could better there. Another staff just retired. Another one that's going to retire soon, and we're down on staff. And I like to go out places. I like to go to the movies. I like to go.
You want to do the fun things, right? Well, that's a problem. And the reason why there's an issue with staff retention is because the staff are not being paid what they should be paid. They're working, they're the ones taking care of your every needs, ensuring that you have the quality life that you should. But we're not compensating them in the way that they should be compensated. And so that's why the industry as a whole is suffering, because you cannot keep the staff if you're not compensating them the way they should be. They'll walk away. As much as they love the job that they're doing, they're not going to stay, because we're living in a city that the cost of living is extremely high. And so if the staff is not able to take care of their own needs, but they're willing to work with you, they're not going to stay if we're not paying for them. They're not paying them. And I want you to be able to have a staff member who's going to take you to the movies, who's going to take you to the laundry, who's going to take you to the shopping center. I want to make sure that when you're shopping, that you can continue to buy the nice clothing that you like, And so we have to make sure we're taking care of your staff.
Yeah, that's one of the major issues in this industry alone, is the staffing. And like he was saying, like a lot of his staff is retired, some has left, and he took it on a role where he does this whole he does a movie review, because Chris loves to watch movies. So in his house, they don't have enough staff to bring him. So here we try to take at least, it's about 4 of us, and we'll go once a month with him. He'll just rotate staff once a month, a different staff will go. He'll go see a movie, and then he has his podcast where it's called Chris Reviews. So Chris will go see a movie, he'll come back, he'll jot down all the stuff that he wants to write and ask, and he'll sit down, and Mark and myself will record him. He'll tell people to, watch the movie if it was good or if it was bad, and a bunch of other stuff he loves to do. But it's hard because we don't have enough staff to bring him, bring him a lot of places. And it's unfortunate that we don't have enough staff because of the pay. And the staff that we do have, we come here because we love what we do. We love being around the guys. We love teaching them different things. We love to see the growth. But then it's like we have newer staff that comes that don't go past like pre-service, because they'll get another job somewhere at McDonald's paying way more money, less work, and they don't have to deal with as much as we deal with.
Right. And they don't have the oversight that you have to have. Right. God forbid that the slightest thing, there's government coming down because of the responsibilities that you have. And we want to make sure we're protecting the consumers also. So it's a lot, and not everyone can do it. I have a brother who left, the jobs that he was at because he liked the social service arena, and he went to work for an agency doing DSP, because he loves it. And so he's always bugging me, can I get this for his people? Can I get, if I have an event, he'll come in to get things to take to the consumers, so it's people, you have to love what you're doing to stay in this position, because again, it's a thankless position because you're not compensated for the work you're doing.
Right. And myself and Mark, the whole multimedia podcast and group and videos that we started for the people we support, they love this stuff. It's just unfortunate that we don't have the funds to actually be like, okay, here goes everything you need. Now you can just jump off and start everything. We've been fundraising. We've been calling different places for donations and things like that. And it's taken a little while for everything to get up and running. But what we have done so far is the guys are amazed and they love to come to the program every day because they're like, all right, I know if I go to the program Monday through Friday, I know at least Ebony will bring in her iPad, she'll show us something, or we can take pictures. Because one guy just likes to see pictures of himself.
Mhm.
And that's what he loves to see. He loves to do. But we don't have the equipment. So me and Mark have been using like our cell phones. He's been bringing in his computer. I'll bring in my iPad, and we've been working doing that. Some of the videos we have put out with the guys, we do a mandatory monthly training video, and we do all the editing. We record. We do everything from our phones, and it amazes us how we can get everything done on a phone. But we do need cameras. We do need to make sure the budget has something so we can actually go to different areas of even if it's not just this building, there's a Riga building, any day program to help them start different groups that the people we support really want to do and really are interested in. Because way back then, they probably wasn't interested in like media. Some are not interested in just sitting there coloring or, having
Right.
somebody show them things. They want to physically do it now. And that's the amazing part of what we do, because to see them actually physically want to say, no, I got it. I can do this myself. Like that brings so much joy to me and Mark to actually see them. Like we have one guy that he sits there, he gets the iPad, he knows how to turn it on, he knows how to work it. He'll go on YouTube, he'll see things, and then he wants to learn things. Chris likes to watch he likes to watch CNN so he can see what's going on in the world, and then he asks a bunch of questions. We may not know all the answers, but he asks logical questions that any other person on a daily basic life would ask. And that's what it brings us joy, and that's why we love what we do, and that's why we started the media room for them, so they can learn and grow from anything that they want to do.
That's great. And Chris, I'm really proud of what you're doing, doing your own program. You're talking, watching the movies and then coming back and doing your reviews. That's exciting. I haven't been to the movies in the longest while. So, I'll go check your channel out to see what are you talking about and say, maybe I'll watch something that you saw.
Another thing I gotta ask you.
Uh-huh.
Now vans now. Now the government van my house has, right? The agency will pay for a camera in there to watch everybody, but they won't pay for what do you call those things that tells you where you're going?
GPS.
GPS, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of times when you need to get someplace and you don't know where you're going,
You need a GPS.
you need a GPS, and they're not allowed to use their phones to tell them where they're going. No,
But I'm not sure. So are you saying they banned the GPS from being in the vehicles that you have?
No, they won't pay for it. They won't take the money and go buy a GPS.
Hmm.
Oh, they don't have the money. They don't have the funds to actually physically go out and buy one.
No, they don't.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's something we have to look into, because YAI as a corporation should be outfitting every vehicle with that kind of technology. Every vehicle that they own should have that technology. If you're using, say, for example, Accessoride and those, they also have that. So they have to have that in the vehicles. So that is something we'll look into.
Yeah, because they already put a camera in there, but they
Right.
need a GPS.
Right. They put the cameras because they want to make sure, we're watching everything. So that, there's no abuse and things of that nature. That's why cameras have been placed there. But as far as, we want to make sure that you're getting to your destination in a timely manner. And if someone doesn't know how to get there, and so it will take more time. And so we have to make sure we look into that.
Yeah.
I'll find out for Senator Mannion about that.
Okay. Now, people with disabilities have a hard time making sure politicians see us. What can we do to make sure politicians listen to us and our needs?
Just what you're doing today. So I'm not one of those elected officials who does not listen to the needs of the OPWDD and anybody within the disabilities community. A couple of years ago, there are many, as I said, I've known many of YAI's consumers for many years. There's one particular one, I'll mention her, Debbie Schwartz, who is a self-advocate who, they come to Albany with the team all along. A couple of years ago, I got the then governor to recognize her and send her, send a proclamation to her that because of her self-advocacy. And Debbie Schwartz makes sure that whatever the issues are that are affecting the YAI community in particular, that she lets me know. And a number of YAI constituents actually attend a program adjacent to my Brooklyn office. So I'll see them, and so they'll send information over to me, letting me know, what are the needs of especially their DSPs. Oh gosh, they're always, Debbie Schwartz in particular is always advocating for the DSPs. So I'm quite aware of the needs of all of you, and I'm never one of those elected officials who would say I do not see you. And for us and for other elected officials to understand your needs, it's just what you're doing. You contact us, contact any elected official, and let them know what the issues are that are affecting you or affecting the house you're in, affecting the workforce. That's how, and then ask for a response. Ask for a response. It's not good enough just to contact us only at budget time, but to contact us at random times throughout the year, so that we're always up to date in what your issues are.
Another thing. Now, what was I going to say now? I had something on my mind.
Chris is very outspoken.
I had something on my mind.
Let me see. What else did you want to say?
Well, while he's thinking about that, I also wanted to add, because I've been listening and wanted to chime in at the perfect time. And I want to say I'm very proud of where we are now, as opposed to where we were in the 60s and 70s, when it comes to, supporting people with disabilities and caring for them. Because back in the 1960s and 70s, we had institutions that, didn't necessarily care about the fundamental program and experiences that would enrich these programs today and give people we support, the life enhancing memories and life enhancing programs that they can enjoy on a day-to-day basis. And after, the institutionalization, occurred, it brought forth group homes, which Christopher was able to learn about prior to this meeting that we're having with you now. And he was able to know that, taxpayers' dollars are helping funding stuff like group homes and making it a reality, not just a thought, So for the places where we are now in 2022, I think we should definitely be thankful and proud of that. And now say, okay, well, what else can we add? We've added group homes, but let's not just stop there. Let's continue to add innovative programming, like the multimedia room that we've added. We didn't get this didn't start with funding. It started with an idea, and Ebony added me to the innovation. And I said, you know what, I can see myself doing this, because this is something I was self-taught. Why I didn't pay for me to go to school to learn how to, do communications. They didn't pay me to go to school how to be a media personality or edit videos. This was all self-taught. And Ebony said, we're going to be innovative and we're going to add a new program to YI. And I said, all right, I'm here for the ride. And we trailblazed with adversity, minor setbacks because of the budget, but we were able to say, all right, we're going to use our personal devices to help bring this program to fruition. And to our amazement, we've got, once the agency was able to see what we were doing, we've got, you know, I would say almost a 360 turnaround, full support from YI. We've been able to edit our own videos, direct our own videos, produce it, and upload it on the official, you know, YI company network YouTube channel. And that is in itself, I would say, one of the biggest accomplishments so far I've been here in the past 4 years. Because being just a direct support professional, you don't really handle the content creation aspect of what YI wants to be portrayed as. So for us to now say, all right, we're going to create this idea of a new program, then to do it, then to successfully produce it and hand it over to them for them to go ahead and upload it on their official network page is remarkable. So like I said, I'm thankful of where we are. I know with much more innovation and with or without monetary support for the programs, I know we can band together and find out how we can get around the financial aspect of, you know, supporting people with disabilities. And hopefully by then, you know, we can convince the future generations that this is important. And it's great that we can be innovative and provide these programs, but it will be even much more fond and remarkable to have the monetary assistance to fund it and let it be lasting, you know, programs, not something like a memory that we just said, oh, that was a great memory, you know. So that's what I wanted to add.
It takes a staff like you and Ebony to advocate for the consumers that you have, that coming up with ideas and taking it to management, and management has to be forward thinking and to be accepting of new ideas to make sure that everyone stays engaged. Yeah. And just one other thing, as you're talking about that, you know, you're talked about how do we see you? How do you ensure that we see you? And this was Chris saying this, you know, how do you ensure we see you? You know, I have legislation that I've put forward because across, you know, many years ago, we had the conversation where we wanted to ensure that we ban the R word because there's still the negative connotations with that. And do you know it's still on the books? And so I have legislation so that we eliminate that from usage across the state agencies. And it's a tough thing because there are many places that word is still used. And so we're fighting to make sure we remove that. And so we no longer use the R word when we're describing Chris and his colleagues who are living in his home. You know, we want to make sure they're seen as a regular human being, just like all of us.
Right.
Yeah, we have. Our support team here, they're amazing. The way that they help us and the people who support. Our supervisor John, he's been like the best supervisor you can ever ask for because he genuinely wants to see the program, you know, get up off its feet because
he's a great backbone for the company and program.
How excited they are about it, like he loves it. Like him and Ken Reedy, they go above and beyond for us just to get this off the ground and just to see the guys like how amazed they are. And even if like they have to come watch the room while we go out and film one of the guys to do their podcast or their YouTube or whatever they want to do, they're like more than like happy and supportive. Like, okay, like, so Ebony and Mark, you got to go do this. Like, you guys can do that. We'll sit here and watch the room for you guys. Whoever you guys are using, like, they've been like awesome. Ken's been getting us all different type of contacts. John's been helping us with our fundraising to get the funds to actually, you know, continue to build the room up. We've gotten like the recognition and the support is there, and they're helping us all so good. We have one guy, his name is Charles. We have the people that email us, we don't even know who they are, but we're learning who these people are, like from the communications, from HR, from everywhere in YI. And we have one guy named Charles that he helped us with grants for some of the guys that live at home or live in a YI residence where they can get iPads. They get a $1,500 stipend, they get iPads, and they hook up the iPads according to what they like.
Right.
Yeah, so we have one young lady. She hasn't. You know, she got the grant, and she has this whole like she sells. She makes her own necklaces and jewelry and stuff. The way they set her up was like amazing. We have another guy. He does the sports podcast, and the way they set him up with the iPad, he has his own mic. He has this little private thing where he can talk, and it's soundproof. And then he'll send it over to us, and we'll you know, edit it and just pin it out. And it's like they love this stuff. Like it's just it really is amazing what we're doing here. Hopefully one day you can come by and take a walkthrough of everything and see
Where exactly are you located?
We're in Terrytown.
Mm.
Yeah, we're the Hudson Valley region.
Hudson Valley, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yep.
I got another question to ask.
Okay.
My question is, well, it's not really a question, but I like to go out, right? And sort out medical supplies that are out here to get them out and put them in order, to get them over to countries that need them and help them out. But now that we don't have enough staff, it's hard for me to even do that.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, as I said, we're really, really fighting to ensure that, you know, you all have a full complement of staff. And for you to be able to have the full staff that's needed, we have to increase the salaries. And we're committed to doing that and to make the profession as attractive as possible to those people who enjoy being in the social services arena. And because you have to be doing this with a great heart. You have to be willing to want to help people for you to get into this profession. It's not a profession that you're going to become wealthy off of, but it's a profession that you will feel great with at the end of the day because you've helped to change the lives of those who are, you know, underprivileged, who are not at the same level as you are. And that's why you have to, you know, you have to want to be in this profession. And so we're committed to it, to funding, so that we can attract the best people possible and that they will remain within the profession. So you wouldn't have to come back to us and say, you know, all of my staff are leaving. So, you know, I've been accustomed to working with them, but they're no longer here and they haven't rehired anybody. You know, I want you to come back and say to us, oh my gosh, we have so many dedicated staff working with us. I am having a great time.
Yeah, and they haven't hired anybody new yet. They have like morning staff working all the way through the evening and until 11 o'clock at night they go home.
Yep.
And it's really hard for them. It's really hard for us to go out and stuff.
Yeah, you literally have to love what you do to actually work in this population.
You have to, yeah. You have to.
Yeah.
Hey all, I'm just gonna.
I think we're.
Yeah, I know the senator needs to get going soon.
Oh yeah.
We'll edit my
I'm late
voice
for
out.
That's okay.
Yes.
I'm late for my other meeting. That's all right.
No, but thank you all so much. If you can just make a quick
Thank
Central
you.
Park challenge boost at the very end, and then we'll let the senator go and stop recording.
Okay.
Well, first let me thank you, Chris, for inviting me and for all your great questions and your great self-advocates. And I look forward to actually meeting you in person. I hope that when YAI is coming up to advocate, that you'll be part of their team coming up to Albany so that, you know, we can have that conversation in person. So again, thank you. And thanks to Ebony and Mark for all that they're doing and make sure that you remain excited about what you're doing. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Val,
Thank you again.
thank you again so much. Sure. Senator, what's her name?
Roxanne Persaud. Roxanne
What's her
Persaud.
last name?
Roxanne Persaud.
Roxanne Persaud
Uh-huh.
for sitting down and talking with us. We really appreciate you, right? And with always I always appreciate how much you are fighting for us because we,
No. Before
before we leave you all.
don't forget
Don't forget Central Park Challenge this year is on June 4th. To listen more, to learn more.
Okay. So
Yes,
I
and
get the emails telling me about the challenge, and as I said, my mother gets all of the information, and you know, I have many of YEI folks who are next door to me who keep me up to date. So I definitely will be looking forward to seeing the Central Park Challenge.